shutter, just to use the structure, the oil painting structure, just with some special parts. So I asked him. I trained some people in Shanghai to build this shutter. Only 8 minutes people can finish, and then 5 minutes you can remove, can build again and remove. So I think if you bring it, it's very easy to. And the material is dry. You see that this kind of material is very simple. And in different countries, maybe in America, in your country, and also European, you can find the same material, just a different color, in different color. So this is very simple suggestion. And also in China, many poor people, they always every day stay inside this kind of the space with this kind of material. So maybe the material is so very beautiful, but that's how it is plastic. But for me, it was another meaning. Yeah, this is story. Yeah. In the 2008 in China, there are very big earthquake. So you can see many people use this kind, but I didn't send anything to that. I just say, people say, why don't you bring this to them? I said, this is a suggestion. This is art. That's suggestion, not the real thing. Yeah. If you want to accept it, I will. Yeah. I would like to teach you how to make it.
So the aesthetic part seems an incidental part, like these projects, the past projects, I can't help but be attracted visually to it, and I fall into the trap of wanting to see the beauty of what you create. But now talking to you, I'm understanding that that's not built in from the beginning as an aesthetic purpose. It's incidentally attractive. Is that the right word? Incidentally, like your decisions come from very clear, meaningful experiences and how to either offer a productive solution or offer a way to experience something in a more engaging way or whatever. I'm reflecting on when we talked about this week about your installation in the reading room, and my perspective of I'm trying to imagine how the reading room can be transformed, and so I think aesthetically right away. I think I don't want it to disappear into the social space because it's already a very busy social space. So I tended to focus on the aesthetic elements, but through that conversation you told me the story about the shelters, and through this conversation I'm understanding that it's, and your question about school as a structure, and your answers being more experience-based, grassroots-based in a way, it doesn't address the question of, are we institutionalizing the space? Are we, like, you're not taking so that's a concept-based question that ended up being answered in this experience-based. Even the way you answered was like through an experience or an example. So I'm just basically just trying to articulate what I'm thinking or have been thinking, reflecting in our engagement this week. Were you going to say something, Andy?
Yeah, I was going to ask about the performance element, because Tan was describing the work in terms of the experience and how concept is really at the base of it, and that the work evolves or takes shape through interactions with people in this school setting, and sort of the act of appropriating like the school institution and changing it into something that is interactive, that people want to engage in, instead of what I think we all understand as school institution or academics. That it seems very performance based, or the impulse behind it seems like performance, but at the same time, the way that these sheds take shape or the installation takes shape, it's 3D installation also. So I'm just curious that Tan doesn't speak a lot in terms of performance, literally. So I don't know how he feels about that when it's interpreted as that.
他说像是那种行为艺术。
对，他就觉得有这个行为艺术概念，但是我从来没有提出过任何关于行为艺术。Yeah, I think because when you say interactive, then that makes you feel there is a performance elements in this piece of work, and I think when he says and he's thinking other forms, art forms, that will have this interactive element as well. It's not necessarily directly linked to the performance art, and what he really focused on in this project is more the phonetic, the words, and also the research behind.
I guess, but the act of
maybe you're right.
enacting phonetics, we have to speak it. 都是人要说的这种事。我们 the way we pronounce words also is very individual. So then it also becomes this individual experience and unique experience. And also, I guess, these classes, they evolve with every different group of participants. So, I just find it interesting because I work in performance.
Maybe it's very like the research, the way like he's the person who conducting the research. Because you think it's very important to actually engage people in the conversation. It's more about, it's not only about you talk about something, it's more about how to engage others, telling you things. Yeah.
In the so-called class, this is very important.